Okay, so this right here is a spoiler review. I hope you watched the first video, the movie review. If you haven't seen it, go check it out right now. Now, it's time for the spoiler. Enjoy them. Spoilers. So I'm going to give you a countdown of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ding! Spoiler time! So, let's break this movie down from start to finish. From beginning to end. From, I don't know the other things I can say with this. Beginning to end.
Middle transition.
What else supposed to be? The opener to the closer. There we go. I don't know. This.
Well, I would like to first start saying comics compared to the movies.
Yeah, he
completely flip-flopped.
A little more background into it, so I'll let him go in on this.
Star-Lord's dad is not truly a god in the comics. He's an emperor. He's an inhuman, which means that's why Peter was able to hold on to the Infinity Stone, because he's a different kind of being. And in the movies, the dad gives Peter's mother the tumor, and that didn't happen. He just made her forget the memories of who he was and what happened. But in the comics, he's better in my opinion, because not only does he try to reconnect with Peter, which he does, but he tries to get him to join his side, and it doesn't happen, and he becomes his own kind of villain, creates his own kind of evil syndicate, and then teams up with Thanos' son to get Peter. And I felt like they could have done a lot more if they went that route. Also, Mr. Knives, best name ever. That's his actual name when he makes his own evil syndicate.
Who? Ego?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
His name's not actually Ego either. It's Jason, or not Jason, but like J''S-O-N. So yeah, no God. That's why I gave it a B, because they didn't stick with original source material. But I still loved the movie.
And yeah, he went on his rant there. I didn't really know much about the comic books of the Guardians of the Galaxy. I started looking at the newer versions of them, like the newer comics when they had like the newer version of the Guardians. So Peter Quill is like the style he is now. But I didn't go back and look at the original. So let's break this movie down. So beginning of the movie, it's a opening scene where they're playing music. The Guardians are trying to fight a monster to protect these batteries. Not the Celestials, what are their names that?
I cannot remember their names.
They're like gold. Like these people are all in gold. And Sentries, not Sentries. Oh, son of a gun. What are their names? Is that the Sentries? It's the
Centrons?
I'm gonna get it right here. I think her name was Aisha in the movie. Yeah, here we go. She is character Guardians of the Galaxy. Additional details. Aisha. She's an android. God dang it.
Well, they have perfected their bodies through science and modifications, so they're designed to be perfect in every single way.
And they don't fight. Like, they do not fight their own battles. They have somebody else fight for them, introducing the Guardians. And they're fighting this giant
space squid monster.
It's weird. And they finally beat the monster, but opening scene, Baby Groot is there.
Just dancing to it.
Yeah, he's trying to play music. And he finally plays music, and everybody's getting their butts kicked. Like, from Drax to Gamora to Star-Lord to Rocket, they're just getting their butts handed. And Baby Groot is just dancing and hopping around everybody. Like,
completely adorable.
There's a scene where Drax is literally sitting there looking at him because Drax got thrown to the ground. And Baby Groot is dancing in front of Drax.
And it stops.
Yeah, and what's his name? Drax is like, what are you doing? Anyway, they beat the monster, and they get they save the batteries, and they go talk to, I want to find her name so bad.
They go talk to the High Priestess, but Rocket steals the batteries because they're worth a lot of money, and he doesn't think that they'll notice, which they obviously do.
Kisma. Fictional character. Whoa. What is she? What are you?
Well, Rocket doesn't like these people because of how they act, how they treat others, how they look down upon them because they're not perfect.
The Sovereigns. That's what they are.
There we go. Sovereigns.
She's the high priestess of the Aisha's the high priestess of the Sovereigns, and yet Rocket steals from them, and because of that, they go after them. The Sovereigns go after the Guardians. Well, before I get to that, the reason why the Guardians helped out the Sovereigns was because they had somebody the Guardians was looking for on this mission, and that was Nebula. She appeared, and it's like, oh, she's around. What was the first 10 minutes of the movie?
Mm-hmm.
You find out Nebula is going to be in this movie. Okay, didn't really know much about her the first one. She was just a henchman to Ronan, who hated Gamora.
Yep.
And also the daughter of Thor. Or not Thor.
Thanos.
Sorry, wrong character. Daughter of Thanos. Who also Gamora is too. Can't forget about that. But, they get, forgot her name now. Gamora?
Gamora.
Not Gamora. God dang it. Nebula. They get Nebula and they take her to on their ship. They're heading back to. I want to say they're heading back to Nova.
Yep, Nova Corps.
Nova Corps to turn her in. And here comes Sovereign about to shoot him down, and we're like, "What's going on? Why?"
It reminds me of Galactica.
Oh, I love it.
Battleships.
Because the Sovereigns, they was not in the actual ships themselves. They was inside like a
module.
A module, yeah. These words are missing me today. But it's up the module, and they're like playing a video game, and they're shooting at them. And
I would like to comment on that too, because when they were all gathered around that one guy, it was like old time video games at an arcade. How people would gather around and see how they would do. And
they're like sitting there like cheering him on. And when when Drax gets him, I think Drax that kills him.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, "You suck." And to the guy, he sucks.
Typical.
Like, it was so wrecked. This world was done. Like, why?
And then come in Peter's dad.
Well, they crash landed because they get hit by the Sovereign.
Yeah, but Peter saves them by shooting all the other ships that were about to kill them.
Yeah, Peter's dad.
Their ship was destroyed, completely torn apart.
Mm-hmm. So Star-Lord's dad, Ego, does appear, and he's with Mantis. There's a girl who can, she's an emotional path. Not the word I'm looking for. Telepath, empath. I think so.
I have no idea.
But anyway, she
can feel emotions.
Feel emotion and control people's emotions and know what they're thinking, know what their how their emotions feels. So she's there. She's pretty much not a slave, but a servant to Ego.
More like a pet, it seems like.
That's what Drax says in the movie. So they crash landed. Ego shows up, tells everybody he's Peter's father. Peter's like, "How you can be my father?"
I am your father.
He's thinking about this, and after talking with Gamora, they decide to go see what Peter's dad has to offer. Leaving Rocket with Baby Groot and Nebula on this planet by themselves.
Which I think is a horrible idea to even start off with. They should have taken Nebula with them so they can keep a closer eye on her because she's some dangerous war machine.
Which is funny. Yeah, they just leave her there, and Rocket's
just in handcuffs.
Is forced to fix the ship by himself, which I don't see, like, why didn't Rocket just go with them either? Like, the ship's not going to get fixed anytime soon.
Why didn't the dad offer to fix their ship?
That would have been even easier. Like, but no, they can't get too simple here. We got to keep it.
Plot armor.
So, then we go to a scene with Yondu, and he's sitting there, he's like, just upset, down out, and,
because he was exiled.
Yeah, he was exiled by the
leader of the Ravengers.
Ravengers, yes, that's what I'm thinking the name. Like, thanks for getting these names out there. But yeah, exiled by the Ravengers, and he's trying to find a way to get back in. It's like, no, you're not going to be one of us again. We will never see your graves, and there'll be a Ravager.
And this was Stallone saying this
yes,
too.
Sylvester Stallone character appears, which I'm like, why are you in this movie? But anyway,
I think it was pretty cool.
He doesn't need to be there. Sylvester Stallone should not be in a Marvel movie. He already has his stuff. He's in Rocky. He has the Expendables. Why is he here?
Well, Rocky had the robot. I'm just sure the robot sent Rocky into space and just eventually became a Ravager.
Why is he here? Like, why? He does not need to be in this movie. He doesn't need
Maybe they'll branch out with the new Guardians.
So wait, he gets Arnold Schwarzenegger in the next one? Like,
who knows?
Oh.
Next Expendables 4. Guardians of the Galaxy.
Get to the chopper. No, but like, I just couldn't understand why he was there. But anyway, he's just a side character pretty much. And so Yondu trying to get back in the Ravengers. They said, no, we'll never be at your grave. We'll never be at your funeral. We won't do any of this. And you're done. Like, he said it's something like, we don't deal with children. Deal in children. And I was like, whoa, what's that supposed to mean? I had no idea. Dealing children. Like, what? Sell kids? So, and then Aisha, the high priestess of the Sovereigns, appear out of nowhere. She doesn't touch the ground, apparently. So she had this giant carpet laid out in front of her.
A red carpet, yeah.
And she's walking on it, and it's snowing, and she's walking on this carpet, and one of the people who is pulling the carpet gets it jammed, and she loses her mind. She's
just
like,
looks at her.
because it was a grand entrance, music's playing, and I'm dying laughing. I cannot. I'm just like, this is hilarious.
And we should mention at this point that Yondu's crew is getting pretty sick of him as well.
Yeah, Yondu's crew, like, is it Taserface?
Taserface.
Taserface is like, he's trying to do a coup, and Yondu's like, just
whatever.
Yeah. So he teams up. Well, he gets a bounty. It's a bounty now been put on the Guardians, and Yondu once again going after Peter Quill like he did in the first movie. Like,
but he's protecting Peter because he doesn't want to be chased after everything else. Because Guardians are basically heroes.
Well, at this point, you don't know he's protecting Peter or not. You just know that he's going after Peter Quill and turn him in for the money.
But he already has his plan.
Yeah, but we didn't know it yet.
We didn't know it, but he already has this plan.
Yeah, but we didn't know it yet. Don't spoil it yet.
Don't spoil it yet. This is the spoiler section. They should be expecting the spoilers.
Get
It's their fault if they keep on watching to this point. Nothing will be held back.
Nothing will be held back.
Ego dies.
So, Yondu decided to take this bounty hunt. And we go back to Ego, Peter Quill, and them. And we learn more about Ego. And we learn that, he, for some reason, is a giant planet. He's a brain.
He morphed himself into a planet, then morphed himself into a person, basically. Went to planet, having multiple sex with multiple women to make children so he could basically use them as batteries. But we don't know that yet. Because Peter's like, oh, it's my dad, I'm going to play catch.
Which was hilarious. I laughed at that part so hard in that movie.
I thought that part was stupid.
Because, like, he makes the ball. Because Peter Fry, he's also a Celestial. He also has his ability to do this.
Not in the comic book.
In the movie, he finally has the ability to do this. So he makes this giant ball, and he goes, oh. And he makes this, Chris Pratt makes this face that it cannot be made by any human. It's like when his teeth doesn't show, but his mouth is open. So he's like, oh. And he throws it. He throws the ball to Kurt Russell. Kurt Russell catches it, or Ego, my bad. Ego catches it, and they're literally playing catch. And for some reason, I found that the most hilarious, because the music comes in again, it slows down, and you just hear me in the theater just laughing so hard.
One of my favorite parts of that scene, though, is when he says, I'm going to make some messed up stuff. That was really funny. I really enjoyed that.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, there's a scene in this where Drax asks Ego, does he have a penis?
Yes, that too. That surprised me when they did that.
This is a Disney/Marvel movie.
Yes, and that's what surprised me, that they went that far. Because when I went to go see it, there was like children, just a row of children. I was like, should they be watching this right now? And you just see the mom going like...
He said, yes. Yes, Drax, I do. Why? Why is that a thing? Like, you should have to ask that question, and he went there. I was like, oh, wow. Drax does not care. So, him and Mantis kind of gets a friendship in this movie. A what?
They're shipping.
They're shipping.
They're shipping. You never heard that before?
No.
When someone's like going to get in a relationship, you call it shipping.
Shipping. So, like, you're slowly moving. You're from a friendship, you move to a relationship.
That's what I've heard it called. So
I'd never heard that term. So they're shipping, according to...
I ship it.
Okay. So, yeah. So they get in this friendship, and he says she's ugly. Straight to her face. You're ugly.
Doesn't hold back.
Yes. He's like, you're ugly. You're atrocious. It was like, not like, did he say like my wife? No, not my wife. No. My wife was, he said something about his family.
With dancing.
Yeah, with his dancing. Oh.
We should not say every funny part.
Oh my gosh.
Because I still want some surprise for people that will be watching this to see the very funny parts.
Oh my gosh. That's hilarious.
It is hilarious.
Peter Quill tried to dance with Gamora.
He goes ahead and says it anyway.
It's like Drax the Destroyer. And Drax come in like, Khaleesi, can you shut the door, please?
Can we put this in the video? Can we put that in the video?
Yes.
Please. Please.
I gotta do it. They gotta do it. They gotta know the interruptions. You gotta know my life from the inside out. This is the real stuff. We exit out nothing.
He could have gone to my place, but he didn't want to.
Well, you know, I thought everybody would be walking around at this point, but
Bitch.
you're in a house full of kids right now. Watch your language. Okay, back to the spoilers though. Sorry about that, guys.
I'm not.
So yeah, so he pretty much says like there's two types of women in the world. They're dancers and they're women who don't dance. And I'll leave it at that because he goes in the part of the commercial which commercial shows for sure like Mantis touched Peter Quill and says like, oh, she had feelings for her, and Drax
just burst out
laughing, and his laugh makes everybody else laugh. And he goes, do me, and she goes, okay, go to sleep, and he just passes out. Which Billy Mantis has, she puts ego to sleep. That's her reason why she's there in this movie. Mm-hmm. And Mantis has seen a lot of stuff, but doesn't really tell the Guardians at all. She doesn't want to.
She wants to, but then she gets scared of Gamora.
Yeah, Gamora's kind of mean in this movie. So while Peter Quill and them are on this planet, we go back to Rocket Raccoon, Groot, and Nebula. Trash Panda. He's like, I don't know what that is. But they go back to the planet they was crash landed on, and Rocket is sitting listening to music and he's messing around with stuff. But the Ravengers think they got him. They're like, oh yeah, we got Rocket surrounded, everything. All of a sudden, booby trap at the 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 booby trap. And by the way, while I'm on that, the scenes in this movie are incredible. The arts in the cinema and just how everything's laid out, the colors in this movie, phenomenal. And that scene, there's stuff in it you're like, oh wow, that's legit. This is pretty cool. But unfortunately, the coup happens and they are taken down by Nebula, who escapes.
Because of Groot.
Groot let her go?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, he does. And
he does let her go.
Because she asks him. And Yondu gets taken down. And they get thrown up, like, get cool. And then you go to Yondu's ship. And everybody's partying. Everybody's like, oh yeah, we beat him. Yeah.
And they're throwing people out in space that support Yondu.
Yeah, which is horrible. It's horrible to die. Like, you see people actually die in this movie again. I'm like, wow, they are legit killing
But he gets his vengeance very well.
Oh yeah. And Yondu is sitting there just in a daze, pretty much. Like, there's nothing he can do. He's getting beat up on. People are dying.
And his fin was shot by Nebula.
Yeah, Nebula shot his headpiece off. His fin, headgear, it's the same thing. Which, I don't know what Yondu looks like in the comic books at all.
So, you know how he had that prototype?
Yeah.
It's like 10 times bigger in the comic books.
Huh.
It looks pretty goofy. We can probably show it in a clip when he edits it.
Yeah, I definitely. Can I add pics to this video? Not like, cause where's copyright? Unless I'm trying to use it for money.
Just put it in like in the end, saying I don't own this.
Yeah, but I don't want to get hit with copyright. I think if you try to do it for money, it's only time you can't copyright. Like you do it for monetary reasons. If you're just doing it for non-monetary reasons, I think you're okay. Go what YouTube shows it as in a way. But I'll look into that. I'll try to add clips to this video if I can. I'm sorry, guys. But yeah, so Yondu's sitting there, head blown, like his fin is blown off, and he's just getting beat up. And they go at the Rocket. Or Rocket just turns the table on him because he's like, "Wait, what's your name?" Because
there's a big Ravager who looks terrifying, and we found out his name is Taserface. And Rocket starts making fun of him, starts pissing him off, starts making him question everything about his name.
Because Taserface is giving this monologue. Like, he's going in, it's like, it's really big and bad, and I'm taking over the world, we're taking over. And he's like, know the name of Taserface. I'm like, yeah. And Rocket like, your name is Taserface? And people started laughing. He's like, wait, so you got up in the morning, looked at yourself in the mirror, and it's like, Taserface.
That's a good name.
Taserface. And Rocky just goes in. So they get locked up, and get to this is after. Anyway, we get back to the planet because there's not really much going on that planet anyway. So, Nebula's about to get ready to leave. She asks for a ship, and they ask the Yondu's former right hand man ask Nebula, "What you gonna do with your money?" She's like, "I don't need the money. I'm just gonna go," and goes in this deep, dark story about how she's gonna get revenge on Gamora and get revenge on Thanos, and just goes all in. And the guy's like, "Okay, I just got a hat, cause girls like hats." I'm glad that he did it, cause I was thinking it like, wow, she's going in, and I'm just thinking the whole time like,
edgelord,
like I wouldn't do it. So. Baby Groot's getting picked on. They make him the mascot of the new Ravengers. He's the mascot. And it's funny, go, mascot. And they're putting alcohol in him.
They got a little violent with that, which I was really surprised about.
Really? Oh, they did kick him around, something like that. So, and this is probably one of the most saddest scenes in the movie. It's Baby Groot.
Just slowly walking away.
And he walks up to the cage where Yondu and Rocky are in, and it's not like a quick walk up, it's a slow. And he's dripping alcohol. He's looking down. It's the most saddest scene. I just remember the whole theater going, oh, poor Groot. So they're like, all right, you want to get us out of here? I'm like, yeah. So they give Groot this mission of getting the next prototype fin.
And I have a problem with this part, because I felt like that took way too long. It took him over 3 tries. I felt it was like, unnecessarily added way too much movie time to the movie.
But it was hilarious.
It was funny the first time and the second time.
He brought a toe back.
After the third time.
And the reaction.
It got a little much.
The reaction of the toe. It was like, Rocket goes, "Please tell me you have a refrigerator full of toes sitting around." And Yondu says, "No." How did you get a toe? A live toe. Where did he get it from?
I felt like they did too much with it, though. It got a little redundant.
When you get the desk, that right there was like, okay, for peeps' sake, let's stop this.
That was my problem with it. They just put too much of it in it.
And then after that,
the right-hand man helped out.
Right-hand man helps out, and they get free. I wish I knew his name.
I don't know.
I know he's the brother of one of the directors.
Oh.
But,
that's why he's in the movie.
One of the writers. So they come free. In this scene,
this is one of my favorite parts of the movie.
Rocket and Yondu are just going through and
murdering.
There's a lot of deaths in the movie.
There is a lot. Of
like, wow.
And I liked it.
And it just goes through and just the needle that Yondu has now is just flying by and just taking it out. Have you seen Rogue One?
I have not.
Oh my gosh. People need to watch this movie.
Next movie Showdown.
Okay. So there's a scene in Rogue One that's really similar.
Now,
It's really similar to the scene. If you've seen Rogue One, please tell me you've seen Rogue One.
No.
But there's a scene in here where it's really similar to Yondu's scene. Where Yondu's like going through, and he turns the lights off, and all you just see is Yondu, like the arrow going through everybody. I immediately thought of Rogue One, that scene. I didn't tell much because Rogue One, that scene when you see it too, you're like, oh. But this one, he's like, oh my gosh, that's really eerie similar. And it's I can't explain how, like, once again, the art, the cinema, the design, well done. It looks amazing. Man. So they get through, and he takes his revenge on Taserface. And they leave, and they get ready to go to the planet because
But Taserface warns the Sovereigns about where they are, what's happening.
That's true. And they leave the planet. They go ahead and go to Ego's homeworld because you find out why Ego wants Peter and what's going on, and why didn't Yondu didn't give him up. Yondu didn't give up Peter because he was small and little, could fit into stuff, steal stuff more, but also because
of what Ego was doing to all the kids that Yondu was bringing over.
Yeah, so Yondu was bringing kids, he getting paid a lot of money to bring Ego's kids to him. And Ego was using his kids as batteries, but not all of them can.
None of them had the God gene like Peter did.
Which, only reason Yondu know Peter had the genes was because when he grabbed the one of the 7 stones, is it 7 or 6?
That was 5.
I don't know at this
We'll
point.
look it up later.
Yeah, when he grabbed one of the, I can't think of the name of the stones now.
Infinity Stones.
The Infinity, when he grabbed one of the Infinity Stones in the first Guardians of the Galaxy movie, and he heard that he didn't die, he's like, oh, he could probably help me power this planet and create this whole new world. So Yondu and Rocky are going to go try to stop it and help out Peter Quill. And by this point, Nebula has already crash landed onto Ego and trying to fight Gamora. Oh, I didn't mention that Peter Quill and Gamora has a little outing because
they ship.
Yeah, they ship, and Peter wants to stay there with his father when Gamora's like, we need to go back to Rocket and keep everybody together. Really pointless scene. I think didn't really need to be put in. We just got a reason for Gamora to get away from everybody and for Nebula to still try to attack her, which, how did Nebula know where she was?
Plot armor.
So Nebula comes out of nowhere, attacks her sister. They have a little mini fight scene, and Nebula finally beats her and says, I win. That is it. That's all Nebula ever wanted, was just to beat her sister one time.
Because every time she lost to her sister, Thanos would rip a part of her body off and replace it with machinery and stuff like that.
So that was it. Nebula becomes a good guy now, or becomes an anti-hero to help her sister out.
And they also find all the bones from all the other creatures that Ego brought and tried to use as batteries.
Yeah. And when everybody confronts Ego on this, because Ego actually killed Peter's mom, which I didn't understand that. They didn't explain why he killed.
Because the reason why, because if he went back one more time, he would have just stayed with the mother. As it turns out, he liked the mother more than he liked any of the other creatures that he's been with. Because he was already there 3 times.
Yeah. And
he said if he was there a 4th time, he would stay and just give up on his mission.
But that still didn't really make sense why he gave her cancer. It didn't add up. Like, why would you?
Because he wanted to kill her.
But
because he knew if she was still there, he would go back. First mistake was telling Peter that.
Right.
Because he hypnotized Peter to be, okay, let's do this plan, let's do this. And
I don't think he hypnotized him. I think he just
talked to his eyes. What did he say when he?
I think he just gave him the ability to control the stuff like he could.
He gave him like a true sight.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
But it wasn't hypnotism. It was just like he was, because he could still understand what's going on.
He did it until he said he was shocked out of it.
Yeah.
He said, "I killed your mother," basically.
Yeah. Because he saw the world, he saw what the future was going to be. He's like, oh, wow, this is beautiful.
I actually saw something, because he said infinity, right? When his eyes went...
Mm-hmm.
There's actually a giant celestial named Infinity, and that's what other people speculate, that's what he saw.
Mm.
So.
Interesting. But yeah, get a cup of water here. Do you want yours? But yeah, So that's an interesting take on it. But so Ego's plan gets found out. Everybody shows up to stop Ego. Cause Ego he's like, oh well, Peter, you don't want to do this with me? I'll force you to do it and make you a battery. And he starts hooking Peter up to the planet and sucking him out. It's the wrong way to put that, but draining his ability to move around. Huh?
What?
Phrasing. Well, yeah, so draining his ability to move around and just draining his energy. And the Guardians come out, save Peter, and they're trying to leave, but they're like, no, we can't leave. You gotta blow up Ego, which once again he's a giant brain, which didn't make sense.
Plot armor.
Why? How do you become a giant brain and then form?
Why wouldn't the god create a better defense system for his core of his planet?
So they go down trying to fight the core, and Mantis, because Ego's coming after him, puts him to sleep. But actually, I should say before that, the Sovereigns somehow show up and attack within, which you think Ego would know the Sovereign is inside of him. But apparently that wasn't good enough for him to stop them. He got the Guardians. And they put him to sleep for a moment. Mantis is holding him back because she can put people to sleep. And the Sovereign are fighting the Guardians. And there's a bomb that Rocket has. And he used the batteries that he stole at the beginning of the movie to power this bomb. And he's like, I need tape. He tells Groot that he needs tape. After they explain to Groot what he needs to do. And he asks Star-Lord for tape. And Star-Lord goes to everybody and asks for tape.
Even during amazing fight scenes, they still add some comic relief to it.
And he asked Drax. He's like, wait, will Scott tape work?
Basically, Rocket gave Groot the power to go blow up the core. And they spent a whole entire 5 minutes trying to explain which buttons to press, because if he pressed the wrong button, he'd blow up everyone.
Which is just in the commercial, pretty much just like the commercial. And Rocket's gonna put tape over the button not to press. And Star-Lord asked Drax, do you have will Scotch tape work? He's like, I don't know, let me ask him. He goes, Rocket, will Scotch tape work? And Rocket's like, yeah. And he's like, okay, let me ask him if he has it. He's like, he doesn't have Scotch tape. He's like, why would you ask? Would it work? You don't have Scotch tape. Did you ask Yondu? Yeah. Did you ask Nebula? She was standing next to Yondu. Come on. And so they send Baby Groot onto the brain of Ego to try to blow him up, while the Guardians are fighting off all the Sovereigns. I don't remember what really happens here.
Ego wakes back up.
Did he destroy the Sovereigns? No.
So in the huge ship that Rocket, Yondu, Right Hand, and Groot came in, there was this minor ship that has lasers, and that's how they're going to get to the core to blow it up. And then they did some freaky stuff, how they just blew up all the Sovereign ships by pointing lasers out. And they just went in a giant circle and blew them all up.
Now, was Aisha piloting one of the ships?
She was.
Okay, I thought. And she was getting really upset at that. She was like...
Because they're supposed to be perfect, and the fact that they couldn't do this means that they're questioning all their values and how they were achieved to be perfect, but they couldn't kill Guardians.
I think her hair was even out of place at one part.
It was because of how distraught she was getting.
Yeah.
So the fact that she was like, why couldn't I do this?
So her hair which once was perfect, it was now out of whack, which was really kind of cool thing there. Back to the movie though, back to the ending here.
Part.
Yeah. So they get there, they destroy all the Sovereign. Ego wakes up. Ego starts fighting.
Mantis gets hit in the head.
Oh yeah, which is another cool scene before she gets hit. I wish it would have just froze it there, because they show everybody, and it's it's kind of cool. The music is playing, and then
Ego wakes up, and then...
Why did you couldn't have her faint? Why couldn't you just have her pass out?
That's funnier.
Yeah, just out of nowhere. It's like that dumb... Because it made no sense.
You think they'd be paying attention?
It made no sense to have, this... Clay, I'm recording right now. Please don't use a hair blower.
Do it.
I mean,
Do it.
I'm in my room.
Do it.
We can hear you still.
Do it.
Through the door?
Yes.
The door's open right now, so
I can't hear it.
The mic is right here.
I don't think
What?
I don't think you'll be able to hear it.
We're almost done with the
movie.
movie. We're almost done with the movie.
I
needs
can't
to blow
let
dry her
her
hair.
dry like this.
Okay. Go blow dry your hair. I'm not cutting this out, by the way.
Okay.
Sorry about that again, folks. Had a little intermission there. I hope you guys are still sitting with this. That was my sister interrupting.
If you're not, that's okay.
Yeah, we understand. This is the first. This is the first episode. It's always rough, but yeah. Which I probably want to make this a YouTube video because probably what, over 20 minutes now. We're going an hour.
Easy 20 minutes. Because right now it's already 10:14.
And we started recording around. We made a mistake there. So probably what, 9:30?
We started at 9:30. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll probably make it just the podcast.
And we can always edit it too to make a YouTube video.
Yeah, I'll probably cut it in half, but I can do this. Yeah, I can do the regular review and do the spoiler review. Comedy go. I play. Okay.
Part 1, Part 2.
Part 1, Part 2. Is that like the grind? I'm digressing, guys. Sorry. Like the Grind to Success interview I had with Antoine, Code 9 Gaming, and everybody. It was like an hour interview, which I will put the full interview out on SoundCloud. Sorry, guys. Let's put the full interview out on SoundCloud. But I had bits and pieces on YouTube. So, anyway, back to it. I'm digressing. Sorry. Back to it. So
this is when Ego and Peter start to fight.
Yeah.
And then it's when Peter realizes he can use God powers just like Ego can.
Well, before that, like Ego got the upper hand. Like he took out everybody. Like everybody was about to die or some kind of death, and everybody's getting knocked out. It was kind of like, man, this is getting intense. How they gonna get out? Like I was thinking, how they gonna get out of this? How are they? And also, Ego actually plant these seeds. Where I'm just not thinking about this because this is also a major
we forgot major plots.
Yeah, so Ego planted these seeds
all around all the other planets because his main goal was to make everything like him.
Yes, that's why he's using Peter for. That's why he's using it as a battery. And
he would plant these seeds on Earth, like planets, and then when they erupted, they would just start encasing planets in this blue material, so that it would all just become him.
Yeah, and he was taking over. So like, he was getting over places like Missouri. He was in Missouri. I thought it was awesome. Which I probably would assume probably like the middle of the state, if not Springfield area. Where I think he would be at, like southern
rural Missouri. Yeah.
Yeah, but he's taking over there, and the whole time I was thinking, where was the superheroes at? Like, where were the Avengers?
Shield. What were they doing?
Yeah. Why would they not casing this thing? Like, cause Ego got stopped at one point, so he stopped absorbing stuff, and nobody decided to go and check it out. Like, regular human beings was walking up saying, "What is this?" But not one Avengers person was sitting there, or a Shield agent was sitting there like, "There's a blue blob in the middle of Missouri here. We should probably get everybody out and try to investigate." Not one. So when Ego wakes back up, he starts taking over again, knocks out everybody but Peter, realizes he has a God ability, Super Saiyan, Dragon Ball Z.
Super Saiyan God, oh my God, why didn't he have blue hair?
And he starts fighting Ego, like go toe to toe, like battle, like it's not a bad fight. There's a scene where Ego makes a giant version of himself, and you're thinking, oh, Peter Quill can make a giant version of himself. No. He makes Pac-Man.
Fucking Pac.
He makes a giant Pac-Man.
It was brilliant.
What in the world? And so they're going back and forth. Everybody escapes. Baby Groot actually did the right thing, pushed the right button, so the timer was about to go off, and everybody escapes, but except for Yondu. He stays behind because Peter is fighting.
Mm-hmm.
And Yondu is contemplating the decision he's about to do, and just kind of like thinking over everything. And Rocky's like, "Hey, let's go, let's get out of here." Yondu says, "No, I'm staying."
He wants to stay and help Peter.
And I couldn't understand why he was staying for. I thought he maybe was like,
I actually have a problem with this because Peter survived in space before, Why wouldn't he be able to do it again?
Well, I think the planet's exploding.
But going up in space, he survived before for over 10 seconds.
But he had a jacket though, like he didn't have a jetpack.
He didn't have it before either. Remember how he took it off in the first movie? Gave it to Gamora?
Mm-hmm.
Was able to still stay alive?
But was she inside a ship though in the first one? That's why he was able to do it?
So they were both in space.
Yeah.
Gamora, Peter gets out, gives his earpiece to Gamora so she can live.
Yeah.
He gets frozen. They're like, oh no, he's gonna die. But no, he doesn't. Why didn't he just do that again?
Well, I think because the planet himself he was on, because there's no way he didn't have a jetpack. So there's no way he'll be able to get out of the orbit before the planet blew up. And I think that's what it was.
Okay.
I think the only reason why, because like the planet it blows up while he's in it, because like Frieza got out. This is Dragon Ball Z logic right now. Frieza got out.
Can't use Dragon Ball Z logic here.
he can breathe in space, but also his planet would have blown up on him. He would have been dead. Anyway, because he's not immortal, and also he lost his god ability too.
Yeah, because the planet did die.
So the planet dies. He's no longer God. He's 100% human now.
Which will be interesting to see in the future.
Which they are making a Guardian of the Galaxy 3, by the way.
Of course.
So
I bet Thor's in it.
that'd be kind of cool. They already looked at IMDb and it's already there. Like they're already making it. But yeah. So the planet blows up, and Yondu gets a jetpack and I guess
Mask,
a breathing mask from Rocket right before he leaves. And Rocket says, "Oh no." Groot says, "I am Groot," and Rocket goes, "You're now part of freaking Guardians of the Galaxy." Which he said, Groot didn't say freaking, if you know what that means. So Rocket and everybody's on the ship, everybody's waiting, and Gamora gets upset because she's like, "Where's Peter? Where's Peter?" She's like freaking out, and Rocket has tasered her, knock her out. He's like, "Peter might not make this one." Drax is starting to get sad, and he realizes Peter's not showing up. Planet about to blow up. All of a sudden, you see Yondu with Peter. They go out into space because the ship already left. They go out into space.
Because Groot blew up the bomb and it killed Ego.
Mm-hmm. So planet already self-destructed. Which, how did Peter knock out Ego?
I think it's because Groot blew up.
Oh, he just stopped in the middle of it. And that's right. And he blew up, and then Peter was just sitting there like he falls. I think he falls to his knees like that. This is it.
Mm-hmm.
And Yondu comes pick him up. And
Yondu was like a father figure to him. Peter remembers how he was training him, how he took care of him, and stuff like that.
And how he's gonna eat him was just a joke. Like that was just a joke only. It wasn't supposed to be an actual thing. That was just them messing with Peter just because. And yeah, Yondu was a better father figure than his actual dad, and he's better than David Hasselhoff, who was Peter imaginary father figure. Why David Hasselhoff?
Because Hasselhoff is amazing.
Knight Rider. But yeah, so Yondu end up dying because he can't breathe in space.
Mm-hmm.
And they do a funeral for Yondu.
And I really like this funeral because all the Ravengers started to come and they did the light displays and stuff like that to honor Yondu the correct way.
Rich. It's actually a very like sad moment. You actually feel for Yondu. You're like, okay, he's just not this character who in the first one was just like this blue bad guy / anti-hero. He's legit good guy now. And yeah, like that was it. They have a grave over. They have his funeral, and Guardians kind of go off. And then, how did the movie really end?
I don't know.
Did they just fly off?
Probably.
Nebula and Gamora talk. Nebula says she's gonna leave because she's going after Thanos.
Then the right-hand man says Captain to Peter.
Yeah.
I think it ends on that.
I think it does. Cause Peter he gets the
Ravenger.
No. He
The
gets
frog.
what is that thing called? The frog?
Mm-hmm.
The needle?
Oh, the needle?
Yeah.
Oh, no, sorry. Yeah, he gets the arrow thing.
And the Ravengers, Sylvester Stallone, the head of the Ravengers, talk about how they need to go back and do what they used to do.
Because they were the old Guardians of the Galaxy.
And
That's when it stops. And then they go into the end credit scenes. So I don't feel like we should ruin that for them.
Why?
Because I feel like they should go actually see it. Because
There's like 5 of them though.
there is 5. Or we could actually remember all 5 of them and talk about all 5 of them.
Which I did mention the Watchers are in there. The Watchers are actually in the movie too. Like, there's a scene where they jump.
Yeah, they have to jump over 700 times through different spots. And you just see a bunch of different clips. Like Stan Lee's talking with the Watcher. If you don't know who the Watchers are.
Look them up.
Yes,
they're
look 'em up,
pretty.
'cause that would take way too long.
And they're pretty, very, 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 very big pieces in the Marvel universe. Like they're huge. Yeah, Stanley's talking to the Watchers, but like they're jumping in the animation for this part, and like the graphics is stupid. I can't. This is how
funny.
goofy it looks.
But one end credit scene that I think that was the most important was with Sovereign, with Warlock or what Adam.
That's what that is. Warlock.
It's Warlock, yeah.
I can't think of who.
Which
that
is
was.
like one of the right hand man to Thanos.
Okay.
Like one really powerful Marvel
Villain.
person, yeah.
Okay, I couldn't think of who that was. I was like, Adam. Like, who's Adam? Why'd you say Adam?
I think his name is Adam Warlock or something like that. But Warlock, hopefully we get to see him.
Which we will probably in the third Guardians of the Galaxy movie. One thing I didn't like about this, I didn't see Thanos at all in this movie. Like, there's nothing with Thanos or Thanos.
I wish they would incorporate him in it.
Like, at least something. Like, we have not seen his character since
Civil War 2?
Civil War 2. There wasn't Civil War 2.
Not Civil War 2. Avengers 2.
I don't think it was in Avengers 2, was he?
He was. He said, now it's my turn.
Oh, that was that scene? I thought it was Avengers 1. No, it was Avengers 2. That doesn't make sense why he'd be in the Avengers 2 credit scene, because he had nothing to do with Ultron. Yeah. Now, okay. Back to some discussions here. The villain, which is Ego, which we mentioned. On the Marvel villain list, where would you rank him?
Not that high, honestly. I feel like he could have been portrayed better. He could have been more powerful.
Is he? Oh, sorry.
Just the fact that he was able to be taken out by a simple bomb is what does that for me.
Now, is he what am I gonna say? Like, is he memorable? I think I mentioned this earlier, but
No,
is he a memorable
like
villain?
I said before, I don't think he is.
He's not really. I think he'll be one of the most forgettable villains there was. However, I like Ronan better as a villain.
I did.
And a lot of people say he's like one of the worst Marvel villains. And I didn't think so. I thought Ronan was an okay villain. He was
better than Ego.
He's better than Ego. He had his reasons. He's better than... Have you seen Thor 2?
Yes, I did not like Thor 2.
Which we need to do a review on that one too. Which he's better than the villain Thor 2. Loki is just...
I like Loki.
He's going to be the top Marvel villains in the movie series. Is Ego better than Ultron?
Way better. No, wait. Ultron's way better than Ego.
I'm gonna agree with you on that one. I'm gonna say Ultron better than Ego. Baron Zemo. The fact you don't know who that is. Alright, the dude from Civil War. The villain in Civil War.
Ah, that guy.
Who's actually a pretty big villain character too, which
Yep, I'm gonna go with Ego.
Doctor Strange villain. Which
I have not seen Doctor Strange yet. I know.
How?
I know. Trust me, I know.
I have it.
Well, I can't stay any much longer. I gotta get up at 6.
Okay, sorry. Alright, we'll wrap this up. We'll get this out in 3 minutes. Okay, so what are the Marvel villains? Okay. Iron Man 2 villain.
We don't talk about that.
Iron Man 3 villain.
Mm-hmm. Let's just go back to talking about what we thought about the movie for our ending credits. I feel like that's the most important right now.
Well, you don't want to get rid of the ending credits though.
Like, I meant for like the video, like our overall thoughts of the whole entire movie, just to recap.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about the villain right now.
Okay.
What would you put the villain on a pop Marvel's list of villains so far?
Okay, like we're gonna stick with the grading system again. That's what I'm gonna do. I would put him at a C+, honestly.
A C+.
Thanos, of course.
We haven't seen
Plus.
Thanos yet, so we can't really say he's a major.
But we know how powerful he's gonna be.
But like, as long as
I would put Ultron a B+.
like I should say, memorable versus forgettable versus like this character had this villain pulled at my heartstring. Like I was rooting for the villain at one point in this movie because
I never had that with Ego.
Never had it with Ego either. So I'm just gonna say because I'm not gonna remember Ego. I'm not gonna remember him the next 5 years. Like, hey man, remember Ego? Who? I give him a D as a character, a villain. I say he's a D villain because like just another overall. I want to rule everything, create everything my own villain.
I feel like if they stuck with the comic, it could have been a lot better.
What would you rank Guardians of the Galaxy 2 among the Marvel movies?
I would say it's up there, honestly, because there have been bad Marvel movies. But I would put it up there. Avengers 2, I would put it up there, yeah.
How many, is this 10 of them now? Or is that be more, like 11?
Probably 11 or 12.
So,
I recently saw they would take over 1,000 minutes to watch all the Marvel movies.
in one day? Or I guess 1 week?
It would be a while.
I've been trying to do that. I've been trying to start with Iron Man 1 and keep just falling off.
Yeah, good luck with that.
I'm going to do it how to make a daily thing, a daily event. But I'm going to say, I'm going to rank this one top, so I guess it's 12 of them. I know I got to do the list, but I guess I'll rank this, not top 5, maybe bottom 10, that lower 10 level, maybe 9 or 10, 1 or 2. As far as Marvel movies, I gotta go back and relook at the list. I could be wrong. Probably more than 10, actually. Probably more than 12. But it's gotten better. It's like Steve says. It's I wouldn't put my top 5 Marvel movies, but it's hovering in that 5 to 10 range.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Overall thoughts.
I like the movie. I would definitely see it again. I wish they would have stuck with the source material that they were given, but I understand why they didn't. I understand that why they wanted to do it differently. I appreciate that. But yeah, I rarely recommend this movie to anyone who likes Marvel movies, and even if you're not a big fan of Marvel movies, I'm sure be a fan of this.
I like the movie as well. I won't go see it again in theaters. I thought about it just for this review, but I won't go see it, like actually go out and see it again in theaters. I'll wait for it to come on DVD. However, this movie is a must-watch in theaters. You have to watch it in theaters. You gotta see what's going on with the next Marvel movies. You gotta keep up with it. If you're a huge Marvel fan, definitely go check it out. Because if you're a huge Guardians fan now, because the first Guardians of the Galaxy, definitely go check it out. The movie has comedy for everybody. It has kids scenes for everybody. It has scenes for family members, scenes that tug on your heartstrings, scenes that get you all riled up and let's go. So back to the beginning, I will give this movie a B+. Definitely go worth the watch and a thumb up.
I'm sticking with my B though.
And thank you guys for tuning into this episode of the Movie Showdown review. Really appreciate it. And if you have a comment, please leave it below. Question, please leave it below. If there's a movie you want me to review or want us to watch and see, definitely tell us to do it. Put it in the comment section, direct message, whatever the case may be. And thank you guys for watching. Appreciate it. And see you next time, the next movie review.
And thank you for having me, Zakka.
Oh, no problem, Steve. That's it for the spoilers section. I really appreciate you guys watching the whole episode or just listening to the episode. And if you have any questions or comments, please let me know. Other than that, see you in the next episode. Hey guys, thank you for watching this episode of Movie Showdowns. I really appreciate it. If you really like this episode, please give it a like if you're watching this on Facebook. Also, if there's a movie you want me to watch in the future or want me to debate or break it down with a friend in the future, please put it in the comment section below. And if you really enjoyed it, please share it with friends and family in the hope that they enjoy it too. Thank you guys, I really appreciate it. And if you're watching this episode on YouTube and you really enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. Is there a movie you want me to watch in the future? Please put it in the comment section below. If you want more content, please click on subscribe. Lastly, follow me on Snapchat here, follow me on Instagram there for more daily content. And thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. See you next time.